Howdy, hey. I'm Kevin, and You know what? I'm so sick of these intros. I'm. I'm so over it. It's. I'm gonna move on from my intros. I'll find something else. I have no clue what my health is at. Ooh, okay, at least it's at least one red heart container. Ah, my goodness. It's a Saturday. Oh my gosh, it's so nice to sleep in. I I was gonna go start like a jujitsu class. Okay, this is terrifying. I'm so no. I was gonna go sign up for a jujitsu class with like someone from my work, like a coworker, but he yeah, all week he was like we were hyping it up like yeah, we're gonna go do jujitsu and like because he was a high school wrestler, no, a university like wrestler. I was like, okay, good. I like grappling, and if I can find someone to start a jujitsu like hobby with, that would be really cool. I know a little bit of jujitsu, but I've always wanted to continue. I just haven't been able to because of work, chaos, and the fear of getting injured more than anything because there's so many stories of, oh, jujitsu saved my life, but it wrecked my body. As in, like, it does for people that are like depressed or like, anxious or something like that, and learning jujitsu, it's a very physical sport, and because of its physicality and the challenges that come with it, it's often therapeutic because it's almost like meditation because it's weird, but when you're trying to survive someone trying to like rip your legs off or rip your arm off your torso, it can be surprisingly therapeutic. I guess it doesn't sound therapeutic, but hey, trust me on this. If you don't know until you try, like for me too, I very much liked that aspect of jiu-jitsu and combat sports where you kind of get into a flow and you have nothing, like you have nothing else on your mind other than, oh my god, this guy's gonna kill me. It's surprisingly therapeutic. But then yeah, so we were hyping it up. Yeah, we're gonna sign up, and on Friday, I was like, hey, are we going to the thing? And it was like, I have to pick up my kid from this thing. And I'm like, dude, just forget about it. Just ask your wife to do it, man. Like, what's your wife so busy with? Why can't you? I mean, that's not what I said. I was like, okay, we'll just find another time. And honestly, I think if you really wanted to start a jujitsu hobby routine with me, then I think he would have. And honestly, holy moly. Honestly, I can read between the lines. Sometimes I can't. But when someone's like, yeah, we're gonna do it, and they're like, I could ask my wife to pick up my kid. And then it puts me in an awkward spot. So I was like, okay, never mind. I'm not twisting anyone's arm outside of jujitsu class. You know what I mean? In jujitsu class, I'll twist your arm. Yeah. So much for that. And the thing is, even going to class, it's and having to transit. Oh, we're so good with health, and having to like transit for a hobby. Like if I want to go to jiu-jitsu class, I have to like transit, sit in the bus and a train for 40 minutes, and that is not very appealing, especially after jiu-jitsu. You're often like just sore, tired, you know, you smell terrible because you're covered in sweat in other people's sweat. It's just a... In previous classes, I'm often just like, okay, I just get in my car, go home, straight shower. But if I have to sit in a bus, in a train, while I smell awful, I would be upset with if someone else was doing that, right? Again, sensitive to smells, that's not new. So, there's, I guess, if I really wanted to do jujitsu, I guess I would have, is my point. But I'm, again, like I said, I'm so worried about getting injured more than anything. Like, after you see like people with black belts, they're like, yeah man, you should try jujitsu, and they can hardly, I should have done that from the get-go, they can hardly like walk straight, like their shoulders don't work, their right knee is completely busted, and they're like, yeah man, you should you should try it, it's great. And I'm like, it doesn't, for me, I want the things that I do, my hobbies, to be sustainable. I want it to be able, I want to be able to do it, at least like for years. And I want it to also not destroy my body. Hold on. Yeah, I want it to not destroy my body. Sure, it can be good for my mental health, but if it's, you know, gonna mess up my back and my knees and my neck, is that really something that I want to put myself through, even though it, sure, it could be good for my mental health or whatever. Maybe it's not worth it, you know? Give it to me. Okay, a little too close. Man, this guy's not paying. Nice. Nice. Okay. Emperor, Hermit. Hermit's fine. Yeah. I guess I'll have to find a gym that I can commit myself to that's not gonna threaten my physical well-being at the cost of my mental well-being. Also, I was on Facebook Marketplace and I saw a random ad that was advertising. Ooh, 9V is crazy good here. That was advertising, I will run your Strava for you. And the description was like, I run or cycle for you so you can do your own thing instead. And the Facebook Marketplace also has this new feature where you can react to postings. And, you know, there's a lot of laughing emojis. It's, I don't know, and it was listed for like $20. So I'm guessing that this guy is gonna sign into your Strava app with like, you know, like a smartwatch or something like that, and then gonna go on a run on like someone else's behalf for clout, I guess, within your running group or something like that. I have a hard time understanding people like that. Oh, really? First of all, I don't understand the people that track their health with their devices. And I don't mean that in like a glucose monitor. I mean that as in like, oh, I have my Apple Watch tell me my sleep score. I have my hold on. Hold that thought. Let me think. Huge growth. clubs. People that track their steps with their phones or their smartwatch, I do not understand it at all. It is such a, I don't know, such a 20th century thing to do. Is that, or 21st century thing to do? It doesn't, like, imagine, explain that to, like a, I don't know, like a peasant. Like a medieval peasant, right? Yeah, I track my sleep score and my steps, so with my device that I wear, so I know that I'm sleeping well and then I get enough steps in the day. And then imagine the peasant going, bro, what? What are you talking about? That's you're not making any sense. What do you mean you're counting how many steps you're taking? These steps are steps are the means to an end in itself. Okay, yes, we can do that. You shouldn't be taking steps to count them for the big tech companies to collect your data on what time someone is more active, so that they get more I don't know, energy drink ads at certain times of the day. Like, that is what they do, and you're giving that information so they can sell it. I don't see any benefit. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's something crazy beneficial, something really good about, I don't know, wearing your fat watch to sleep that tracks your heart rate over the course of the day, so that you know, ooh, Mr. Me's great. For whatever the heck reason, really. Maybe I'm missing out. Maybe I'll say, oh man, ever since I started tracking my steps and my heart rate the entire day, everything has changed. But it's a silly thing to do, in my opinion. There's bigger fish to fry. Let me think. I don't know. I can't tell you what, but there are bigger fish to fry than, you know, waiting for your phone to tell you how well you slept. You should be able to do that yourself. Honestly, I'm amazed that people like that exist. But I guess I do have to accept that not everyone is educated. Or I'll say rational. Am I hitless right now? That'd be crazy. Yeah. Crazy that anyone would... I'm sure that guy that was selling his Strava, what is it? Offering his services to run someone else's Strava. That guy's probably not even running. That guy's probably like in his like electric bike or like a scooter. It is a... I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. I need someone to explain why. First, I should track my workouts. Yeah, tracking workouts is another thing. I have heard of people that have Apple Watches that are like, yeah, I gotta track my... Like, hold on, before we start our workout, let me go onto my watch. I'm gonna scroll. What activity I am starting Scroll. I'm starting, what is it called? A pickleball. And then the timer starts. And then after you finish playing around the pickleball, you have to stop the watch, and then it records into your forever database that you played pickleball for 17 minutes at this time. And then your heart rate variability was like this. And then your, I don't know, you were in zone 2 or whatever. Dude, like, this is... Why are we optimizing everything? This doesn't make any sense. Who is this for? Is this for internet cloud that I don't understand? Is this like a culture, fitness culture that I am not a part of? Dude, my dodge is crazy. I guess, yeah, maybe it's not. It's just not for me. It's not for me. I guess I have to be okay that not everything is made for me. Because this reminds me of like a video that I watched of someone with a disability that was having trouble opening a Gatorade bottle, and some big burly man, he's sitting in his car, and then he like opens the Gatorade bottle, in like suggesting that, you know, you should be able to open a Gatorade bottle yourself or something like that. Which, and the message of that is like, just because like a device isn't made for you doesn't mean that it's not for anyone. And in the same case, like in the same way, just because I'm not tracking my runs and my whatevers, doesn't mean that no one else is, or rather, no one else should be. Even when I used to, when I go on runs, I just like I don't even track the time or the distance. I'm like, I ran somewhere between 4 kilometers and 5 kilometers, and it took just a little less than an hour. Not a great time, but I'm not like tracking the time and my heart rate. It's like, oh, in minute 1 to 2, I ran at this pace, at this steps per second, or this steps per minute, with my heart rate variability at this. It's no. I'm gonna simplify things if it, you know, if I can. There's no reason for me to say, like, oh, I need to track everything in my life. Nice. I guess no, that's fine. Yeah. Because all that personal data is sold to a third-party company for millions of dollars, right? It's what kind of scares me. It is a dystopian world, sure. So, and I'm all for convenience. I'm the first person to sell all my personal data for convenience. I just want something out of it. If I'm gonna, you know, share my location data, if I'm gonna share all my cookies, if I'm gonna share all my caches, I want like a tangible benefit to me. And I guess I don't see the tangible benefit in, I don't know, sharing my 5 kilometer time. Yeah. And hold on, I had a point. It's escaping me. I had a point. My point was that, like, TVs, like smart TVs and smart fridges, you buy the device these days, but then you're still watching ads on it. I don't know. There was some way that my previous conversation topic led to that talking point. The thought pattern is escaping me, bro. But listen, I was at like Best Buy or something. I think it was in December during the holidays. There are so many cool TVs, great colors or whatever, and great, I don't know, definitions and resolution capacity, or whatever TV terms are. The thing about TVs is that it's they're too smart nowadays. I don't want my TV to be smart. I don't want my watches to be smart. Hell, I hardly want my phones to be smart. But we live in a world where all the devices know everything about every other devices. And it's kind of tragic. Because even if I buy a product, that product is still trying to sell me other products, dude. Every TV, it has like integrated ads. I think it's like Fire Stick or something like that, like a streaming HDMI plugin thing, so that you can watch YouTube from your phone to the TV. Those things have integrated ads. Like there's no way to escape ads. But the thing is, I bought the item, I bought the phone, I bought the TV, I bought the fridge. Why am I being sold? Like, why am I the product, right? I pay for this device. That's why I'll never get a smart fridge, because I've heard of stories where people have smart fridges, and the smart fridges are essentially like an ad banner. It's another way for companies to sell you more things, get you to spend more money. That is evil. That is evil. I don't like that one bit. Because if it was a free fridge, and they were like, yeah, it's a free fridge, so you have to like watch these 30-second ads every time you open the fridge. It's like, sure. You know what? It's still evil. But if it was a free fridge and just you have to watch a short ad every time you access it, sure. Like there is a market for that. There's a reasoning behind why a device has ads, or the reason why it's cheap. The thing is, if you pay hundreds of dollars and it's still like it's still selling you products, I don't know. Bring me back old TVs, man. Bring me back the old CRT TVs that was the epitome of stupidity. The one time my family had a CRT TV, one of those boxy TVs. The one that I played Wii on. Those ancient ones. One time my family lit a candle and then left it on top of the TV. And I don't know what happened, but the TV essentially like melted. I guess the candle burnt out, and it was so hot that it basically, the candle that's sitting on the TV, it melted, like half of it melted. And I don't know what happened, but I'm pretty sure it saved my house from burning down, or my family's house from burning down when I was a kid. Dude, it's smart. I would like to see a smart TV try to do that, you know what I mean? A smart TV couldn't save my family from a house fire. It pisses me off, man. And the watch that I wear, until the day that I die, I will never get a smartwatch. When I first saw like smartwatches being popular, I was like, yeah, it's cool. You can like take phone calls with it. You can have a timer that's, like a digital timer that's built directly into it or whatever. Like, yeah, that's pretty cool. But then thinking about, every other day I need to plug in my watch so that it doesn't die. That like fills me with dread. One, because it's another device that I have to charge. Second, it's like bigger, it's bulkier, and it has software issues, and it needs updates, and sometimes it just doesn't work the way it's intended because of, I don't know, Bluetooth issues or something like that. It so quickly becomes a nightmare. And all of that is solved when you go like a traditional analog watch. Is that the right? I don't know if that's the right term, but like, the normal watches. I rock a Casio, one of those like tiny Casio ones, and it fits my style. It fits my use case. I don't need a huge diving watch. I don't need I don't know. I don't need to answer phone calls with my phone or with my watch. And I would argue that most people don't need a smartwatch. Nurses love having Apple Watches, first because it is it's an iPhone, and women love iPhones. It's not a sexist thing, it's a factual thing. Women be loving iPhones, man. And because of that, they also are sold on the idea of Apple Watches. And although I understand why they're cool, I think that, my points still stand, that they are nightmares with softwares and you need to charge them. If those two were fixed, then sure, next time I go to an Apple store, I'll pick one up. But that is unfortunately not the case. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. And also it's another... What if I lose it? I'm really good at losing valuable things. So at this point, I'm gonna stop buying valuable things. That goes with AirPods. I am so done with expensive devices that gets lost easily. You might say, oh, watches aren't, who loses watches? Dude, me. I lose things all the time. And if I lose another expensive device that I cannot easily replace, I'm gonna lose my head. Please give me something. Please give me something. That's not good enough. Oh, come on, dude. Sure. No, I gotta look for the other treasure room. Oh dear. And one of these days, I will get a new watch other than a cheap Casio. I'll get a nice Grand Seiko. I was at a Grand Seiko museum in Japan, and I do not care about the history one bit, but some of their watches look real nice, let me tell you. I'm not a watch guy, but there are like sleek, stylish looking ones. I do get compliments from the Casio watch that I have, mostly because it's considered retro, I don't think it's retro. I just like it because I can keep it on 24/7. I don't have to worry too much about charging it. The battery lasts forever. It's all scratched up. It's kind of bungled up. But I like it that way. My older brother actually got it, and he wasn't using it, so I just kind of stole it from him. I was like, yes. And it'll last me a lifetime, like just like the cologne that he gave me. Ugh. How did I get there? Nice. Okay. Let me focus on the run for a bit. I know I'm trying to improve on my speaking abilities, but at the same time, my Isaac abilities it goes, without mention too often. And there is honestly a lot to appreciate from my Isaac gameplay. Definitely not perfect in any department. Oh, damn. Dude, I'm so good at this game. Dude, I have been looking at other games on Steam though. I'm like, okay, I need other games for me to really dig in my teeth into. Because, dude, Isaac, we all know that Isaac is a shit of peace game. Shit of peace Isaac. And I will become back my money eventually. You give it time. But I've been looking at other roguelikes, and I cannot find a roguelike that I want. Actually, that's not true. I find a lot of good roguelikes. There's, I think it's called like Tiny Rogues. There's like, what's it called? There's a dog-like deck builder. It's like it's a little bit like Nubby's Number Factory. But you combine cards and then there's cute dogs. It's hard to describe. But there's a lot of cute and fun games in the roguelike genre. The issue lies in that Slay the Spire 2 is coming out. I am so Slay the Spire pilled. Even like these days, I'm not gonna lie, some of these nights I am losing sleep over some Slay the Spire runs. Am I good at it? No. I have probably spent about like 1,000 hours or something like that across different devices, totaling 1,000 hours or so. But I have not still cracked the code on how to improve in that card game. But dude, it's a really fun game. It's a really fun game, and I can't get enough of it some days. Some days I'm like, or some months, I forget about it. Yeah, sometimes I just want to play other exciting games, other puzzle games, whether it's Minecraft. Some days I'm in Minecraft hole, some days I'm in Blueprints hole. I'm over here in Blueprints' hole. And some days I'm in Slay the Spire hole. These days, a little bit more on the Binding of Isaac side of my addiction. But I am always in the market for a new roguelike game. So I was looking around, but every time I add something to the cart, I'm like, or I could wait until Slay the Spire 2 comes out. And that sucks. There's so many good games out there. It's not their fault. They just exist in the same release year of Slay the Spire 2, and it's, you know, it's not their fault. It happens. It's okay. And I just hope that it's as good as I imagine it to be. Because if that is the case, then I will have a great time. I'm very much looking forward to it. I don't know if I'll make videos on it. It'll probably just be a private time thing where oh man, I can imagine myself now. I can feel it slipping. I am slipping in a dark well. And, you know, and the well and the hole is labeled Slay the Spire 2. I can feel it in my freaking bones. That there is no good items in this game. That's crazy. Take that though. Oh, I'm over here verping. Hold on. Oh Jesus, man. I'll try a different game. It's mostly so I have something to play when I'm in bed. Because with my Steam Deck, I have done the whole playthrough of Silksong. I used to play a lot of Isaac with it, and I still do, but mostly during flights. When I want something that I'm familiar with, that doesn't take a lot of thinking. And Binding of Isaac is perfect for that. But Tiny Rogues seems really cool. Tiny Rogues seems really cool. But then I add it to my card and I'm like, yeah, or I could wait until Slay the Spire 2. It's a different game, and that is not how I should see things. But man. Oh, come on. There was no single tier up, right? I have some damage. No tier effect. No tier up. Slay the Spire 2 wouldn't do this to me. Actually, Slay the Spire 2 would probably kick me down to the curb and leave me out to dry. And I would love every second of it. Man, Slay the Spire is so good. I can't see myself tryharding it. I can't imagine myself trying to get, like, you know, go on win streaks on it like I do with Isaac. Mostly because for me, Isaac is just... it's low brain power, banter material. And the decisions that I make, I can confidently make, and I know the consequences of every decision that I make in The Binding of Isaac. Whereas Slay the Spire, sometimes I play it for 40 minutes and I die, and I'm like, dude, there's nothing I could have done. And that's clearly not the case. There's obviously many ways to navigate or pilot a deck. It's just so hard to get good at that game. You know, as one great bug says, get good, but how can I? And I just wish that, I hope that it comes out for the phone too. Of course I have my Steam Deck, And I could play Slay the Spire on my Steam Deck, but on the touchscreen, it is such more intuitive. It's much more intuitive because I can just drag the cards with my thumb rather than using a joystick to select the cards that I want to play or the potion or whatever. So if it comes out on mobile, I'll definitely spend like a bunch of time, or a lot of playtime hours on desktop and on mobile. Because right now I think I'm sitting at about 500 hours for regular Slay the Spire on desktop and 500 hours on mobile. Okay, I don't have a lot of health, so I'm focusing now. Nice. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Wow, what a... I thought this run would be easy. It is not particularly easy. Very doable though. Anyways. Hold on. I can do this? I guess I can do this. I guess I have to do this. I didn't have to do that. God damn it. But yeah, the Grand Seiko Museum, I stumbled into it and it was like free admission. There was a bunch of other people. Honestly, it was more than anything a place for me to rest my legs and for Jacqueline to rest her legs too. Because Japan trips, or any trips, are just exhausting for the legs. Just so much walking, so much navigating, going from restaurant to restaurant, or restaurant to mall, to like a bus stop, or standing around trying to figure something out. It's exhausting. And looking at fancy watches that I can never afford, and they were all talking about the finest movements and the technological innovations that goes into a watch. I'm like, dude, most people don't care. Most people care that it's like the status symbol. Hey, when I win the lottery, I will...
Feels like I'm walking on sunshine.
I'll get an expensive watch. Actually, no, I'll never get an expensive watch. I'll rock my shit until I die. When my Casio watch dies, I'll simply replace it with another Casio watch. Oh my gosh, yes. Tears up. Oh, that's huge. It served me so well, my watch. I hate bulky watches. You know, those watches that are essentially dinner plates on the wrist? Or the ones that are like too shiny or too much... Hell yeah. Actually, no, I didn't... I'm gonna get another pretty fly anyways. Too late. You know, watches that are like... way too wide, or they have functions that I don't use. I used every function of my watch. It comes with my watch has like a timer function. I think that's it. I think it only has a timer function as its like main separate function, and I use that for workouts. It's very handy. I can't imagine why I would ever need to answer a phone with my watch. I can't imagine why I need to track my shit with my watch. I'm just happy with mine. Okay. Hold on. Let's Awa. It come with Awa. Nice. Algiz, Soul of Azazel. Let's see. Algiz for this. Sure, we can do Algiz for this. And watches are one of those things that we really don't need to spend a lot of money for you to go far. I get compliments on my watches all the time, and it was like 20-30 bucks, and it will last for like 10 years. And I guess I got it for I guess I got it 5 years ago or so, so I still have a good few years left on the lifetime of this watch, and that's just the battery, dude. Most modern devices that I get, I have to worry about, how much does the replacement battery cost? Do I need to pay a separate service to get this battery replaced? Do I need to, like, how long is the warranty or whatever? But on a watch that doesn't need replacing. And honestly, I have had a watch before this that my dad gave me for, I don't know, my 15th or whatever birthday. And that one, I needed to change the battery like once every year or two, and I was losing my mind over it. Because you have to go to a sticky, icky mall, or like London's Drug Mart, and you have to find the watch guy that, honestly, I don't know how many battery replacement requests they get. I can't imagine that they're very busy, so I don't know. I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe they're super busy. But I just hated getting my watch things replaced. I couldn't... And I was so happy to... Oh. I was so happy to finally get a watch that doesn't need charging. You know, all the good stuff that I mentioned earlier. But also, I know that I'm very utilitarian. I don't care too much about... like how cool it is based on its price. I don't correlate its like function with its price or its form. They're very separate properties. If I can get a watch that can do everything that I want, I've even used the alarm function on my watch when I didn't have access to my phone and I needed to. I have to wake up at this time, dude. My watch is there, and also the thing lights up when I press the button, so that I can read it in the dark. Honestly, it's probably the best designed watch of all time. Sure, you know, Grand Seiko can say, this technique has been passed down for generations, and it's been perfected by the most, I don't know, renowned watch engineers. Dude, I don't... Have you seen my Casio watch though? And my brother, he himself, he got gifted a super expensive a mechanical watch. And if you don't know, difference between a mechanical and a non-mechanical, I think it's called quartz watch, is that mechanical ones need mechanical like charging. So essentially it has a little turning dial in the back of the watch, and when you swing your arms or when you use it on a day-to-day basis, the movement, like when you move your hands, it essentially charges the watch. And some people really like that fact, but the fact that it takes a little bit more craftsmanship, you need to take care of it a little bit more. So it's like, it's more of a passion thing. I don't quite understand it. I want my watch to just do its job. I don't want it to take care of it. There's definitely one, like I have tools that I want to take care of, like kitchen knives. I want a nice kitchen knife that is worth taking care of, right? But for, I don't know, like a tool that I just wanted to work hassle-free, like a watch. Because God forbid I wake up and my watch is like, oh, I didn't charge my watch, so I just don't get to use a watch today. That's one of these days we're gonna have like battery powered shoes, and you're gonna have to say, sorry, I can't go on my run today because I didn't charge my shoes. We're already getting closer to that point because of electric cars, and you know, they're sometimes maybe you have a friend that can't go to a meetup or something because they forgot to charge their freaking car. What I'm trying to say is, I am so sick of devices with batteries in them. For the reasons that I mentioned earlier, with needing to replace it, worrying about warranty. Because I was shopping for vacuums over the holiday too, and I was in vacuums too. I want a vacuum that just works. You plug it in and it works. I don't know what it is with devices these days, but like, oh, the battery lasts about 3 years, but you also get a 3-year warranty on it. So if it breaks between, you know, it's like, dude, why can't we just have cord vacuums that just works when you plug it in? Of course, I see, I know that there are uses for cordless vacuums, but when the battery are abysmal on the freaking Dyson vacuums, dude, and I need to change the batteries like once a year, and the batteries are like $80 each, I would much rather have a device that simply works, dude. And I know that I've, you know, whined and cried about losing my AirPods, but having one less device to charge, I feel honestly a little bit more free. I feel like I own the devices that I have rather than the devices owning me. I want the things that I own to serve me rather than me having to take care of the things that I own. You know what I mean? I shouldn't be the one taking care of it. It should be the one taking care of me. The culture has shifted, dude. We're so sucked into the matrix. You ever been to r/MacBook sub? All their shit is like, oh, there's a little scratch on the hinge. Is this okay? And they're like,
No, you have to go back to the store, go to the Genius bar, and ask for a new one. If you have Apple Care, they'll take care of it. If you don't, you have to pay $800.
It's the what is it? Division between r slash MacBook and r slash ThinkPad. R slash ThinkPad users. The ThinkPad users are like a different breed though. Their laptop is like it's in like 3 different pieces: keyboard, chassis, and screen. They're in 3 different pieces, and they're like, it still works. Yeah, my grandfather used this to coordinate attacks during World War II. It's like, and this is like the 5th one that I own. But that is the right mindset. I'm all for the ThinkPad mindset. And I do like MacBooks. I guess I don't like the MacBook users. People have gotten sucked into the, you know, the Steve Jobs narrative. What are they putting in our, you know, forget the fluoride in the water. You know, worry about the freaking, I don't know, the psyops in the iPhones that they're putting in. Anyways, that is how you beat the Binding of Isaac. Thanks for watching.